Hi, hello, and how are you? It is Thursday night. What's the date? It's right before the final clip of episode 6 comes out, okay? So I mentioned that I want to rethink how I do videos, and this isn't gonna be like the standard how I'm gonna do videos from here on out, but I thought maybe you guys might enjoy like a sort of vlog style video. Maybe? Well, regardless of whether you guys like it or not, here it is. Hi there, YouTube. How are you today? Last time I talked about Amira season, I saw Sam touching Muhammad's hair and creeping on his Instagram and trying to get to know him better. And I was like, oh no, oh no. And I just couldn't stand for that. I did not have time for that. I didn't want to see that. I cannot do this. I kept replaying It's Not Right, But It's Okay by Whitney Houston over and over and over again. Went outside, got on an airplane, went to Boston, and then I went to Philly, and then I went to NYC. Yeah, had a gay old time there. I went to Stonewall. I even got myself a nice tote bag from Stonewall. Okay, here's my tote bag. See, Stonewall Inn. And then we have this picture on the back. So yeah, that's what I was doing instead of watching Amira's season. To be honest, I'm a little nervous going back. I just went on the Google Drive to download the full episodes, and I'm still seeing like the names of all the clips, and I'm like, things we're looking up. They went on a first date. At least there's a clip that's called The First Date, so I'm hoping that there was a date. But then afterwards, the clips had a more negative name, like Liar, and Amira just looked straight up pissed off at Muhammad, so I have no idea what the hell happened there. Did Hell Week start early? Did they decide to start Hell Week in episode 4? I guess we'll find out. So a couple of you guys commented and said that you didn't think that they were gonna go anywhere with the love triangle. It was gonna be like what happens with Lanny, and it was very one-sided, that crush. But I gotta say, I thought that Nora and Yusuf, that absolutely nothing was going to go on there and that it was all in Sana's head, but then they did do something. Somebody said that at the end of episode 2, Sam kissed somebody else. I haven't seen it for myself yet, but I was thinking from this line specifically in the Abby Ball special.
Weißt du, es gibt so viele Lollis auf dieser Welt.
That maybe Sam wanted to sample all of the lollipops, and it sounded like she didn't want to be tied to any one specific lollipop. I had this issue with the original Sana that she wasn't very proactive. Yusuf was always the one to approach her. She rejected Yusuf. She never gave him any clear signals that she actually liked him, but gave him very clear signals that she was pissed off at him and didn't want to be around him, and then got upset when he kissed Nora. It's like, that's your fault, you know? She just needed to tell Yusuf that she liked him, and she just needed to tell Nora that she liked Yusuf, and then that shit wouldn't have happened. So with Amira, I'm like, you could just tell Sam that you have a crush on Muhammad. If you just want something casual, can you just do that with other people and maybe not involve him because I actually like him? That seems like an easy fix to the problem that I'm envisioning in my head. Maybe that problem won't happen anyway, but if that problem does end up happening, I'll be pretty annoyed if it's like, oh, all you had to do was talk to Sam. You could have just told Sam that you liked him, and then you didn't, and then that ended up with Hell Week. It's like 2:30 a.m. It's kind of ridiculous. So my plan was to just watch up until the end of episode 4 and not watch episode 5 because episode 5 just makes me anxious. Actually watching any of Amira's season, I was watching like this almost because I was so anxious because it's based off a season that was not great, and I was worried that Amira wouldn't get the season that she deserves. So then every little thing, it's like, ugh, I'm worried. But I'm very pleased with this season so far. I'm really glad that they're going with the religious conflict. I'm wondering how that's going to resolve itself because because Amira's not like Sana in this situation, which I definitely respect, because Sana, from my interpretation, it looks like Sana's point of view was basically like, I don't know why this rule exists, it's kind of stupid as fuck and I really hate it and I wish that I didn't have to follow this rule, but since I'm Muslim, I guess I have to. I don't like blindly following rules that you hate, that you don't even understand or agree with, just because it's your religion, so you have to follow the rules, or else like you're a fake Muslim or a fake Christian or fake whatever religion you are. So anyway, the difference between what's going on with Sana and what's going on with Amira is that Amira, it's not like she's just defaulting to cutting him out of her life just because she was told that she has to, and she doesn't actually understand or agree with that reason. Like, she actually has decent reasoning that she thought about and that she is actually really passionate about and cares about. I respect that more. I really liked that when he said that he wanted 10 kids, she was like, bye. I'm like in such a good mood, even though it's so angsty and like anxiety inducing and not exactly fun to watch. And I'm like smiling the whole time because look, I'm not against conflict being in stories, okay? I'm all for conflict that allows us to develop characters more, get to know characters more on a very deep level. I wasn't for what happened in the original season 4 where they barely talked at all. And I feel like you shouldn't just have the couple only talk when it's fluffy scenes. Even in the worst of times during the Hell Weeks, I want them to talk. Just like episode 8 and 9 of season 3, I wanted David and Mateo to talk, even if those talks would have been angsty. Speaking of which, I wanted to do like an updated video on what I think of that, because you know how I didn't post a video for several weeks after I talked about episode 8, and I was like, I was unhappy with the video and I would have said some things differently, and just been meaning to do that, so I think I could do that next. So my plan was for me to like completely script out this video and then talk about what I think of episodes 1 through 4 and then go on and review episode 5. One of you guys said that the whole love triangle thing is old news. Definitely, now that I know that Sam knows that she's definitely interested in Muhammad and she wants to pursue things with him, and Sam said, oh yeah, it's completely okay. I was worried about that because it might present a conflict that's completely uninteresting to me, and that just wouldn't move the characters forward in any way, wouldn't challenge them, wouldn't whatever. How does my hair look? I slept in my hair like this and you can definitely tell. Okay, so there was that reason, but also being like Amira and Sam are the only 2 women of color in this group, and I don't really like the idea of them being pitted against each other, and I wanted to see a Sam and Amira friendship, see that really develop, and I don't want Sam to just be an obstacle in that relationship, but it's not over until it's over. So I need to see episode 5, and I need to not see Muhammad kiss somebody at the end of episode 5. Hopefully, and then we're in the clear, I guess. We can just focus straight on the religious thing. I wonder how this will resolve. I'm not in love with the idea of Muhammad converting for her, and I know that Amira isn't into that idea either, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. And so I mentioned in the first video how since the episodes are shorter, they can't give us like all of the conflict that the original season 4 gave us and then actually resolve them well in the ways that season 4 did not. And I'm glad that they just took that Pepsi Max storyline and threw it in the trash, because this season I felt was very unfocused. But I could be speaking too soon. I don't know what's happening. I haven't seen episode 5 yet, but I did see a text and it was like, oh, somebody told me about what happened. I was like, what happened? What happens? So that's why I knew I couldn't wait to just script the video and then film the video and talk about it to you guys. And I know that when I'm editing this, I'm gonna think, Brianna, why didn't you do your fucking hair at least? I definitely did think that I should have fucking done my hair. But hey, I was so excited, even though it was super angsty. Like, I didn't have time to do my hair. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. So Sam's aware of what's going down. Oh, Mia. Mia isn't happy to be in Madrid, so maybe she might fly over to Germany and then kiss Mohammed. What's gonna happen? I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm not excited, I'm scared, but like, I have some trust in this show, okay? I do. Might not seem like it at times, but I do. Okay, so it turns out that Mia is planning on coming back from Madrid. I'm hoping that they don't do the love triangle, and I'm like, okay, so if we don't get it by episode 5, then we're not going to get it at all. That means that they've completely cut it out. But they could have just put it at the end of episode 6. I was worried a little bit about Mia, but then I remembered that when Amira talked to Mia, she pretty much described exactly how Mohammed looks. So it's like, just don't kiss anybody with dark eyes, curly hair, a full mustache, really full, soft looking lips. Just don't kiss anybody who matches that fucking description and we're good. But you know, he could kiss or hook up with anybody, so. Oh, and it appears that I have been pronouncing people's names wrong. Every time we're introduced to like new characters, we get new names. Some of the names I've never come across before, and other names I have come across their names before, but I've always pronounced them differently. Like Muhammad, I'm used to pronouncing the ha part of that name, but it sounds like they just say Mohammed, just breeze through the ha part and leave that out. So I'm learning with the names. It might take me a while to get there, but I'm trying. Omar asked if Amira knows why he doesn't believe anymore, and I'm guessing that we're gonna get this big tragic reason of why he no longer believes in God, which, as I said, is kind of standard when you have characters who once were religious but then lost their religion. It's usually something really big and tragic. Notice that when we saw that picture where it says that family means everything to him, I didn't see a dad. So I'm wondering if something went down with his dad. But I just hope that something doesn't go down where Amira is willing to talk to him, but as soon as she tries to find him and tries to start talking to him, she sees him making out or doing whatever the hell with some other girl, because that would be really annoying. And I noticed I've only talked about like the love triangle and how that could be potentially annoying. There's a lot of issues that I have with season 4, but in general I feel like Sana and Amira more so, they were more like compassionate and patient with their friends, even when their friends didn't always treat them well, wasn't always nice. Their friends had a bad day. Sana and definitely Amira, who's like a much softer, more patient, more compassionate version of Sana, they're good friends through thick and thin. So it would be really hurtful for me to see Amira, as soon as she makes one mistake, as soon as she has a few too many bad days, as soon as she starts acting in a way that her friends don't like, they immediately drop her and say, hey, we don't like you as much as we used to. Why did Sana have to hear that? When did any of the other characters hear something like that? I felt like Sana deserved better friends. Anyway, she's been saying to her friends like, you don't understand when it comes to like racism and stuff. But it's not like the original Scum where almost everybody is white except for Maddie, who she doesn't even talk to, and Sana is like the one person of color in the girl squad. Sam is black. It's not going to be the same exact discrimination that a hijabi faces, but I mean, she's going to understand the idea of even if you're defending yourself or whatever the hell, you always have to take the high road or else you're the one that's seen as the aggressor. If you don't act perfectly in every situation, people are going to blame you. So right now, they've done a really good job of setting up all of the conflict that makes up Amira's season. What's most interesting to me is seeing the aftermath and how we resolve the conflict, because I felt like with season 4, especially with all of the racism, it was accurate, But then it's like, oh, here's this puncture wound that's infected. It's awful. But hey, let's just stick a band-aid on it and you should walk it off and stop bitching. That's how I felt. Hopefully we're not gonna get that here, and her friends will be as compassionate to her as she has been to them, especially Kiki. Kiki, be a better friend, please. P.S. I'd just like to point out that this YouTube user right here, they were 200% right that Carlos was the one who got decked. I got a few comments saying that's not the same Stefan, but I fucking don't care until you provide me with the correct Stefan. I've already canceled that Stefan. I don't even know what's going down at the end of episode 6, but I feel like some bullshit's gonna go down. There's gonna be some fights. There's gonna be some tears. We've seen Amira cry so many fucking times, and I just blame Stefan for everything because I can, you know?